Hey everybody, welcome back to another makeup tutorial. So we're going to be starting out by applying the Urban Decay Primer Potion all over our lid, including the inner corner. This primer is actually a little bit tacky, so what I've been doing lately is applying this NYC Loose Face Powder all over, so that way when we add the shadows, it's going to be easier to blend. And I'm using a Ecotools blend brush, and now I'm going in with this Sigma Smokescreen palette using the color Nebula on an E40 Sigma brush. However, the brush is a little bit too fluffy, so I decided to switch to the E70 medium angled shading brush. And as you can see, the pigment, once I put it on the eye, is much more concentrated than when I was using the fluffier brush, because this one has smaller bristles and it's more densely packed. So I'm doing that in the outer corner, the inner corner, and actually into the crease and connecting them, and that's what's going to give us that halo effect. This was actually my first time trying this palette, and before I picked up the blue color, I thought it was matte, and then I applied it and it was shimmer, but it turned out alright. It's all good. So now we're going to go in with Cinders on an E30 pencil brush. As you can see, this brush is actually even shorter, and it's really good for precision, so I'm going to use that to apply the shadow in the same places we did with Nebula. However, this gray color Cinders is going to be lower in the crease, and obviously not as blown out. And I'm also making sure that wherever I put the pigment is lower than the blue shade. Now I'm going in with the E40 again, and I'm blending out because we don't want any harsh edges or, strokes. So after this, I'm going to go back in and add some more Nebula and just adding more color, and it's going to be built up. And putting it in the same areas, we want to keep the center of the lid empty because that's where we're going to apply another color later on. And now I'm going in for even more depth with Cinders and Almost Jet with an E30 brush, and still again just concentrating that in the inner and outer corners. And once we blend it out a little bit, I'll bring it back into the crease to connect them, but not when they have such huge initial pigment, because wherever you put your brush first, that's where the highest deposit of color is going to be. So I'm still blending that out. Once I'm done, I go back in with the Ecotools brush. And this one doesn't have any additional product, it's just for blending. And so now we're going to go in with L'Oreal Infallible eyeshadow and Amber Rush. This is actually one of my favorite colors, and the formula of these eyeshadows are perfect. So anyway, I'm going to be using the Sigma E55, and we're applying that color just to the center of the lid. And then as you can see, I sort of lost the original colors, so I'm going back in with the Sigma angled brush and just going over again in the inner and outer corners because we want that gradient. But when you do that, sometimes you can lose the pigmentation of the color in the center, so I'm just going back in. It's always like a process, so you'll do whatever you see fit, and obviously we don't want the center color to go into the lid. So back with that pencil brush. You may have to do this 1 or 2 more times. However, I think I got what I wanted after this. Yes, I did. So I'm going to be using the Inglot Gel Liner in number 87 and Duraline. If you don't know what Duraline is, it's actually a little liquid that you apply to gel liners when they get sort of dry, and then it helps them basically come back to life. So as you can see, when I'm applying the gel liner to my eyes, it's running very smoothly. It's not sticky or anything. It's gliding perfectly. So I'm just going to do my wing liner like I would normally do. And we're going to be doing something unique in this look where I actually extend the liner all the way into the inner corner, creating another cat eye in that inner corner. But for now, I'm just going to wait till this liner dries. I'm going to go to the brows. I'm going to use Benefit's Brow Eyebrow Cream Gel in number 5. I actually think this color may be a little too warm for me, but that's what I've been rocking lately, so let's roll with it. And anyway, I use small little individual strokes, and I always use a spoolie. That's what really helps me see where do I need to fill in. So after this first round of application, I'll go in a second time just to fill in anything else that may have been missing. And I like to stay very true to my natural brow shape, and also that's why I do small strokes, because that helps it look more natural. And then I'll always spoolie again just to remove any excess product that may have been left behind. And once that's complete, you'll take a final look to your brows, which is what I'm doing now. And I feel like I angled them a little bit too far down, so I'm going in with this Maybelline concealer in medium and an e.l.f. small smudge brush just to clean it up and give it that final polished look before applying the brow gel. And the brow gel I'm using is the Rimmel London Clear Brow Gel. And I really like this brow gel because it doesn't leave your brows crunchy. Because, I mean, who wants to have crunchy eyebrows, right? So that's basically my final look. And now we're going to hop on over to the face. I'm using this Vichy mineralized thermal water with a beauty blender. And I'm going to be using for the first time a bareMinerals Bare Pro foundation in shade Camel. And it was actually a really nice, like, medium coverage. And just, you know, going in with the beauty blender. And then now I'm using the bareMinerals correcting concealer in medium 2. I actually really like this concealer, so I would apply it sometimes with a brush or just like how I am here with my ring finger, and I'll even like dot it over any like small areas that need concealing, and I'll blend it in with a beauty blender on the larger areas, and sometimes use my finger because I feel like sometimes if you blend with your finger, the warmth will help it blend even more. And now we're going back to the eyes, and I'm adding the Makeup Forever Aqua Eyes in 12L to my lower lashes, and I'm trying to like mimic the halo effect that we did below. And that Makeup Forever color was a little bit too blue, so I wanted to add a little bit more green, so I went in with the Revlon Grow Luscious Lash Liner in Emerald. So now we're getting to the tricky part. I'm going to bring in the Wing Liner E06 brush, and I'm going to have some patience and some small strokes so I don't make a mistake. And just you want to be as precise as possible, and if you do make a mistake, you can clean it up with concealer. So that's why I said we're going to make like a winged in the inner corner. So now to finish the halo effect, I'm going in with the LA Girl Glide Gel Liner in Champagne. I'm going to curl my lashes with an eyelash curler. And then I'm going to apply the Maybelline Great Lash Mascara, which actually doesn't do much for my lashes, but I'm going to go in with falsies anyway. So for this point, it doesn't really matter. We're going to go to the face, and I'm going to use this new contour palette by Pure Cosmetics. It's called the Contour Diaries, and I use shade Secret. So I like a very natural contour, so that's why I'm going very lightly. And it's always easier to build up more in your contour than if you want to try to remove, because that's always harder. So just always remember that you should also blend up like I am here. And now I'm going to add my blush. I'm going in with some CoverGirl Classic Color Blush in Rose Silk. It actually has like a sort of glimmer, like a sheen to it. And then for my highlight, I'm using Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector pressed in Opal with the Bella & Bear Jaguar brush. I would have preferred using a fan brush, but I couldn't find it at the moment. And now, after I finish my highlight, I'm going to add some eye lower lengthening lashes in number 80. Here you can see the difference from one eye to the other. And again, I'm going to add that Maybelline mascara to my lower lashes. Look, barely anything. And now we're going to go in with the final product of the day, bareMinerals Gen Nude Matte Liquid Lipstick in Friendship. It's a beautiful color. And this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe!